Hi, my name is Mary Jane Blunt and you're watching the Mary Jane Blunt channel. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a beginner's guide to drag, and I'm going to do my makeup from beginning to end and explain everything that it takes to do drag. Somebody who is beginning in drag what would they do and how would they start? Like, what type of products would they buy, or what's the cheapest products, what are the best sales, and everything that you need, from brushes to sponges to makeup to wigs and everything. The reason why I'm doing this video is because I have a subscriber in YouTube called Rocky Balboa, and he asked me if I could do a more simple look or something where he could start his drag journey. I'm doing this video for him. So Rocky, if you're watching this video, I hope you like it. So I'm going to start moisturizing my face with this sample that I got from Shiseido Shinsa Tokyo. I wanted to try it since it's a sample. Let's try it on. So the reason why I'm using this as a moisturizer today is because I don't have really anything cheap for a moisturizer, and I feel like when it comes to moisturizing, you can't buy something cheap, or at least something that will damage your skin. Like, when it comes to your skin, you really want to get better products. And I really don't own anything to moisturize from the drugstore, so let's try it out. The smell is delicious and it does feel smooth in the skin. And the reason why I'm using my fingers right now is because it has very little product and I won't be able to use it with a brush. It's always good to moisturize your face when you're starting to do your makeup because you don't want to irritate your skin and you want to help it as much as possible. The second product that I'm going to use is also it's also a high-end product, but it's also an example that I got, and it's this Pore Professional. And the reason why I'm using it is because another thing about starting to do drag is that you want to make sure you take care of your skin and protect it. So we're going to use this Pore Professional to cover our pores. And I'm going to apply it everywhere, especially in the places like here that my pores open up the most. It really does truly protect your skin. So now that we're done moisturizing and protecting our skin, we're going to do one last thing to moisturize, and it's to hydrate our skin. Murad Hydration Toner. And we're going to let it dry before we continue our makeup. Another thing that you need to start doing drag and is this orange concealer. It's the LA Girl Pro Concealer. And the reason why you need this is because as boys, we have green undertones and we have to cover them, because if you just apply the foundation without this, then your beard is going to show through the foundation. So you really want to make sure that you get this product, and you get it at the drugstore and it's very cheap. You get this product and you apply it, and you don't want to be shy about it. You use this to cover your beard and you don't want to be shy about using this product. You want to use as much as possible to cover your beard. You also want to cover down here because you want to make sure you cover your whole beard. And we're going to use this, we're going to tap. You really don't want to be shy about applying this product, and you want to make sure that you cover your whole beard. I really wish you good luck, Rocky, on your journey in drag. I really hope everything goes well for you. It's such a great experience and it's a lot of fun. Drag is such a good art. So when I started doing drag, I started by buying a lot of sales from Morphe and just slowly stacked up my makeup products. I didn't start right away. I waited until I had enough products, and I would keep practicing and practicing. So you really want to keep practicing and practicing, because that's what I did. I kept practicing up until I felt like I was ready to go out in public and go out to a club dressed in drag. And like you guys can see, my mustache still shows, so I want to apply a little more orange there and make sure it's fully covered. And like I said, you don't want to be shy. You really want to cover the green tone and make sure it's completely gone. You don't want to Willamette. Because I want this to dry a lot faster, I'm going to be adding this Revolution banana powder. I'm just going to add a little bit just to help it dry a lot faster. And I apply it everywhere just to help it dry. When I started doing drag, I would get this foundation from Maybelline, and usually I would get something a little bit lighter and a little bit darker just because they don't have many options in colors. I would mix them together just to get the right color that I wanted. I'm going to do that right now. I actually haven't used this kind of foundations in a a while now, maybe like a year, or yeah, about a year, because I've been using a lot of Juvia's. And actually this foundation is $4 more expensive than the Juvia's place, but that's only because the Juvia's place was on sale when I bought it. And that's what I like to do. I like to, let me get started. I like to get makeup that's high-end when it goes on sale because sometimes it's a lot cheaper and a lot better. Although this foundation I like. It's like full coverage. It's very cheap and it lasts all night. I remember when I started using it, a lot of people would think that it was like a very expensive foundation and they would always compliment my makeup. So literally when I started doing drag, this is the type of foundation I would buy and I would use all the time before I started using other brands. This was literally the first one. And it was because if you go to the drugstore, they always have them at this price. They always have them at buy one for $12 and get the second one for $6. And that would allow me to buy one lighter and the other one more darker, so I could combine them. Because I'm going to bring the foundation all the way down. And actually this foundation has been sitting there for 2 years now. And I don't know if it went bad already. I don't know if foundations did go bad. Right now it's working. And the reason why I decided not to buy new makeup for this video, it's because I had to decide to buy something else for another video. And because I already had a lot of makeup that was drugstore, I figured I could just wing it. And I decided to just do this video with the little makeup that I have from the drugstore that I have left. And I also wanted to do other type of makeup just so we could talk about sales, makeup that I've gotten on sale, and why it's a good idea to sometimes just build up your makeup before you start doing drag. Get good products. So we're going to cover our whole chest. And I know this foundation is a little bit darker for me, but I want to go for a more tan look. And this is actually, I'm loving it. This is another reason why I love this kind of foundation. It's because it gives me the type of look that I want exactly. Like this is the exact tan that I like. And I'm just gonna drag it down like this just because I just want to kind of give it a little color to my chest, and that's that. So you can't notice the line once I put everything together. And we're going to continue with the foundation on our face. And that's the good thing about drugstore makeup, is just that although it might seem cheap, it's very good quality. It just, maybe for the bigger brands, you're just mostly paying for the name and for the good quality, but these drugstore makeup companies do deliver, and they have been on the business for very long, so they know what they're doing. I pretty much enjoy their makeup. If I'm like getting more high-end makeup, it's probably just because I'm doing YouTube, and I always plan to do YouTube, so I need to get in the game. Which is the reason why my next video is going to be a mystery box unboxing. And that's just because I want to create more content and get the content that the people are looking for out there. And that's actually why I'm doing this video, because Rocky Balboa asked me to do it, and I want to keep my subscribers happy. That's why this video is going to be all about beginners and drag and beginning in drag. And honestly, I'm so glad that more people are interested in it, because drag is such a nice art form, and the fact that it's growing and getting bigger is just awesome. And it just means more exposure and more opportunities, and that's very good. I really like this foundation. I feel like it changed my whole face already, just because it's like so dark. I really like it. So when you're buying products like Anastasia Beverly Hills, Jeffree Star, Huda Beauty, and things like that, you're truly just paying for the name, because all these other products are also just as good. Okay, I feel like that's enough with the base. Now we're going to use the same kind of company, and it's the Maybelline. So we're going to use the Maybelline concealer for... So this is also drugstore, just like the foundation. This is also the first concealer I started with. We add some here. Sometimes something that scares me about this concealer is that sometimes it burns. And I don't like that. Like, I don't know if it's normal that this concealer burns, but it never gives me a rash, or it never harms me, or it never burns my skin really. So I don't stop using it just because of that. But it does concern me that it burns when I first apply it. Because it always is at the beginning. Like right now, I feel this burning sensation here. And I don't know if that's normal. But I've been using this concealer for about 3 years now. Maybe it is normal. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just like the beginning reaction. It's just a fair warning in case you use this product. And don't come here saying that I didn't warn you and that I told you to use this product from Maybelline and it started burning. Because it does burn when you first apply it. It goes away, but it does burn. So it is something that concerns me. But I don't think that has anything to do with being a drugstore makeup. I think it has more to do with this, whatever they're using in this formula, it causes for it to burn once it's being patted like this. But then it goes away. It also leaves like an itching sensation, which I also don't know if that's normal. I don't know if it's normal that a concealer itches and burns when you're applying it, but it does go away fairly quickly. And I also don't know if it's just my skin that it does that too. If that happens to you, let me know down the comment below. It does happen to me. It does leave a burning and itching sensation. Like right now, it kind of went away, but it's still there. So right here, the burning sensation went away, but the itchiness is still there. And here, the burning and itching sensation is still here, which I don't know. I hope it's just me. I hope you guys are fine and this product is totally fine. And it's just, it gives me itching and burning sensation. Just fair warning. And because I don't have a drugstore bronzer, I'm going to use this Juvia's Place. And Juvia's Place, the reason why I chose this bronzer from Juvia's Place is because whenever I buy makeup from Juvia's, I always get it on sale. I always buy like a lot of this sticks, a lot of the concealers and the foundation sticks. That's why I'm using it, because it wasn't that expensive. And I want to, like, if you're a beginner in drag, I want you to know that looking up sales is always a good idea, because you might be able to get a high-end product for a lower cost, and it will be a full-size product, and it would be a lot better for you, because sometimes you even pay less than what the drugstore makeup costs. So that's why I decided to use this product, because I wanted to share light on sales. When I started doing drag, I would just stack up on sales. I would buy things on sale and save them, and once I had a full set of makeup, then I started to practice my makeup little by little. You want to tap your neck. And another thing I did when I started doing drag, watch a lot of makeup tutorials and practice my skills with makeup. And I would just sit at home and do my makeup just to take pictures and practice. But I did wait until I had everything I needed to start practicing. You just gotta save little by little and just have a goal. Like, once I have everything, and then you can't shy away when it comes to, I mean, you can't be cheap when it comes to sponges and when it comes to brushes, because those are the things that are going to be touching your face, and you don't want to use products that will harm you. So when it comes to brushes, I would always wait till Morphe would have sales on brushes, and I would buy their little sets that they had. I remember first I started with a small set for the face of brushes, and then I bought for my eyes in another sale that they had. And just little by little, I started stacking up, and I would practice with those brushes. And I still have a lot of them, because if you take care of your things, they will last. Like this Revolution powder, I've had it for 2 years now, and it's still there. It still works. I still have it. So I'm going to add a little more concealer just to make it pop a little more. And I'm just going to add it here. This is just to feminize the face a little more. And here is just to make it pop and bring back a little more light. So now we're going to do our eyebrows with this Rimmel London Brow This Way kit, and we're going to use this NYX professional makeup brow tint pen. And this, I'm just gonna try it a little just because I've never used it and I just want to try it. And this is actually drugstore makeup. Oh, this is to like do little. Oh, okay. So this is to do little hairs. Okay. This is one of the brushes that I ended up buying in Morphe a long time ago, and we're going to use it to do our brows. I remember when I started doing drag, I was going to buy those brushes, like the cheap kind, but I decided not to because a lot of people told me that if you harm your skin or your face, the face of your skin, it's a lot harder to fix that, for your skin to go back to normal. I decided to wait to do drag and start because I wanted to have not expensive brushes, but brushes with good quality. I heard that Morphe started as a company that started doing brushes. Because Morphe was a growing business, I thought it would be a lot cheaper if I were to just buy my brushes there. And they were good quality. I made the right choice. And that's what I suggest for you who are a beginner to do. Look for a company that has good quality brushes, that is not so expensive. Try to look for their sales or wait for their sales like Morphe and get your brushes from there. Because there's certain things that you really truly don't want to be cheap for, like the brushes and the sponges. Anything that touches your face, you don't want to be cheap. And I get it, a lot of you are young and are barely starting, but it's worth the wait. If you can just save up a little bit. For example, my set of eye brushes were $15 for the whole set. And it came with 8 brushes from Morphe. My face set with everything that you need for a full face set cost around $18 or $16. It was very cheap. You truly want to wait until you're able to buy at least good quality brushes so you're not harming your skin. Yay, my Starbucks got delivered. A really good tip for beginning a drag journey or any type of whatever you're trying to do. If you're just trying to do boy makeup or girl makeup, or if you're just a girl trying to start your makeup journey, you always want to like get good quality brushes and make sure you don't get anything that's gonna harm your face or the skin of your face. I'm just doing this part just so I can clean them up a little further. But if you find good brushes at the drugstore, then that's good. I'm pretty sure they won't sell anything that would be bad either. I just like, it was just what I prefer to do, just because to be more on the sure side, just because I'm not rich and I can't be dropping my money down just anywhere. So I just wanted to do the best option for me, and I just thought that Morphe was just that, like quality brushes for an inexpensive price. And it worked out for me. Honestly, I really do recommend doing that, to just hold on until you guys are able to get good quality brushes, just so you guys are not harming your skin, because pimples and all of that are really hard to get rid of. That's why I'm big on hydrating your face and moisturizing, just because you're already putting a lot of product in your face, so you want to take care of your skin as much as possible. Okay. And now we're going to finish the eyebrow look with the powder. To do your eyebrows, this is a good kit, the Rimmel London, which is also drugstore. It's a really good kit to start with and to continue with, because I freaking love it. There's other high-end eyebrow products that I do want to try. I do not mind this one. This is probably one of my favorite products, just because eyebrows give such character to your personality. And this eyebrow kit just comes in handy. It's just perfect. Like, it has the right amount of color that I want. And with the gel and the powder, it just the look just comes together. And another thing that I like is the fact that it comes with the gel and the powder, because a lot of companies would sell you one or the other just to make more money, and it's so tedious to have to buy two. With this one, since it comes together, you don't have to worry about it, and you have a full set to just finish your eyebrows. And the product is really good. I like the color and I like how strong it is. So for the bronzer, I was going to use this, which is a drugstore one, but it's gone and it's finished, so I didn't get to use that, and that's why I ended up using the Juvia's Place one. Let's go back with the concealer and try to clean the eyebrow just a little bit more before we put our powder. I am loving how my eyebrows are coming out. Okay, I'm going to leave them alone for now. I'm going to add the powder. I'm going to go back with the Revolution powder, and this powder is from the drugstore too. This powder, it was the small size and it actually lost me a long time. Oh, actually no, I bought this powder in Ulta Beauty, but it's not expensive. Ulta Beauty a lot of times has sales there too, which is always good. Like, it's always good to look for the sales because sometimes they do come through. And even with the clothes that I buy, I always like look for the sales. I never pay full price, and it's just because you're always gonna find cute things in the sales section, and if you don't have the money to like be spending crazy amounts of money, then why not? Let's think smarter, not harder. Another thing about drag is that it's all about how creative you want to get and the things that you want to do. There's no rules. The rules is that there is no rules, and you make them up as you go. And the rules that you make do only apply to you and nobody else. And that's beautiful. Now that we already did our powder and face, and we already did our eyebrows, now we're going to start with our eyes. For my eyes, I did go to the drugstore and I tried to pick up something that they had there, but everything was just as expensive as a Juvia's palette would be, or as this Jeffree Star and Morphe palette was. So I figure I would just use something, one of these two. So I'm gonna use Juvia's. So let's look for a base color. Okay, so for the base, I'm going to use this color right here, this pink color. We're going to just use it for our base. And this time, because the person who asked me to do this video, to me, he seems like a young person. And just because he's asking me to do a beginner's drag look, I feel like he is young. For my eye look, I'm going to do something more young, fresh, and fun. Just because I have a feeling that it's someone young. Because he's gonna be watching this video, I am going to be doing something fresh and young. Rocky, if you're watching, you have to blend, blend, blend. That's the main trick to doing your eyes. You want to start with a base color. So now that we have our base, we're going to add one more color. Or let me add more, because I feel like this side is more pink than this side. And the reason why I decided to use this Juvia's Place palette is because it has everything that you need. It has fun colors, it has sparkle, and it has this brown to make it more deeper if you're trying to do something more smoky. I got it on sale and it was like around $7 when I bought it. It was such a good deal. I love that. $7 is really cheap for a palette, especially such a pretty palette. That's the reason why I'm using these palettes, because I feel like only because you're a beginner doesn't mean that you have to buy bad product. And this is a really good product and very cheap. So to cut more my crease, I'm going to use this purple color and I'm going to use this brush. The reason why I'm using this brush is because I want something skinny that is just going to make the line here. And it's just because I want to make it with detail. And another thing is, because you're asking me to do a more simple look for beginners does not mean that I'm not going to challenge you. So I challenged you to challenge yourself, Rocky. And that's why I'm going to do this eye look with a lot of detail, because only because we're beginners doesn't mean that we're not going to put effort. So to keep building up my look, but to give it a little more intensity, I am going to use this light brown right here. Put it right here. I've actually never used this brown before, so I don't know how it's going to work out with my pink look. But I want the pink to be more focused here. This brown color, it's more to help the eyelashes once I put them on, help it look more smoky. I really like how my look is coming out. I also am going to be talking about wigs in this video right at the end once my whole look is together, just because I also want to give Rocky a little tips about wig. So Rocky, if you're watching this video, just hold on there because I want to teach you a little bit about wigs. Hopefully you can take a lot from this video. Like I said, I'm going to take my time with this makeup just because I want to make it as perfect as possible. Because I really want to show that I care about my subscribers and what they think and the type of content they want from me. So I'm going to use this other palette from Juvia's Place. This also was a palette that I got on sale. And I believe this one was $12 when I got it. I'm going to be using shimmers from here and I'm going to use some of their mates. But for right now, I'm going to use this bubblegum pink of Koji, and I've used it before and I really do like what it does. And I'm just gonna use it here just to help out this brown a little. I'm using it because I feel like this bubblegum orange pink is going to help blend the brown with the pink over here and connect them. So I'm going to use this brown orange right here. The name is Sakiya. I'm just going to use it here to make this brown orange a little bit stronger. And because I want to make the shimmer like pop, I'm going to add concealer to my eye. And for that, I'm going to use this brush. I'm going to add some concealer here because I really want the highlighter or the shimmy part to pop. And because I'm going for a more pink look, I'm going to use a shimmy that is on the pink side. So I'm going to use this pink right here called Suba, and I'm going to use that with my fingers to apply it. Oh, that's beautiful. So I really like this shimmer. Juvia's Place really does come through with the palettes and every single makeup that they do. I really like when Juvia's Place has sales because I already know that I'm getting really good products for very little money. Because it's a growing company, they really do come through. I really like how everything applied. So I'm just going to retouch the makeup just to make sure it's perfect. I know it doesn't look perfect right now. That's the process with makeup. Little by little it builds up. And at the end it has a perfect. Before I continue my face, I want to talk a little bit about Pretty Bulgar and Morphe's face palette. And this Pretty Bulgar one has 2 powders for bronzing. It has 3 for shimmies and highlighter and 1 for blush. And this is high-end. And this Morphe would be considered high-end, but not really because Morphe is more of a growing company also. And this has 4 different shades and 3 highlighters, but no blush. This is the palette that I started doing makeup with 3 years ago and practicing my makeup, and it's the one we're going to use. To start with the strongest color, which is right here, this one. And the reason why I start with the strongest is because I put it back here. I always start with the strongest in the back. And sometimes I just mix it together like this. So this is the face palette that I started when I started my drag journey. It came through when I used it. I haven't used it for 2 years now. I did love it when I first started using it. And it is a good product. My nose, I'm going to do it after with a different brush. So sometimes it's just really good to go to the sales section because I remember this palette, I also got it on sale. So the original price, I don't know how much it is. I actually don't know how much I paid for it. I'm pretty sure it wasn't more than $20 because at that time I wasn't paying more than $20 for any kind of makeup product. It was on the cheaper end, but it was also because it was on sale. I would practice. This palette is a palette that it does last because I've had it for 3 years, and although I haven't used it for 2 years now, I did use it for a whole year back to back because I would practice my makeup in my bathroom. This is the palette that I would use to practice my contour. Use it often for a whole year. It's been 3 years now and it's still here, it still works, it still has a lot of product. So it is a palette that is worth it. And I did not spend a lot of money on it because I got it on sale. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that let's keep an eye up for the sales and not be embarrassed to like go out there and look for a good sale, because like we're normal day-to-day people. We can't like, we need to like look for things that we need to look for good products and good qualities that we're able to afford and not like break. That's why it's always good to look for the sales section and not be shy or embarrassed, because there's nothing to be embarrassed about trying to save money. My nose, I tried to make it with a different I try to paint it with a different brush just because I like to do it with a lot of detail. So I like to not use a bigger brush. Make sure that's not too harsh. And just because with my nose, I really do like to do a lot of detail. And I did forget to put the bronzer stick just because I was so focused on making this video in Spanish and English that it totally skipped my mind. But I know it'll work out. I like to bring it in here. I like to go up here because when you're playing with the shadows of the face, it doesn't disrupt the colors no matter how vibrant they are. This is more like if you had a light and a shadow, that's what this does. I like to add powder here, and I like to stuck it in like here just because I feel like it brings the nose down. I like to add a little bit down here, and this is because it's going to help your lip look juicier, kind of like if you had a duck lip. For brush, I'm going to use this Morphe blush set. This is the blush that I bought when I started my drag journey 3 years ago. It has 2 blushes and it has a shimmy. My favorite one has always been this one, so this is the one I've used the most, but today I'm going to use this one just to try something different. This blush powder I also practice in my back. Same with my face. I would practice doing my face with this blush. So I did use it for a whole year straight just in my bathroom trying to learn how to do my makeup. And I still have the product. It's still good and I really like it. I'm not mad at it. And I like to add it to the bronzer just because I feel like the pink in the blush helps it look a little bit warm. For the highlighter, I'm going to use this Pixie by Petra. And I don't know if it's drugstore or not, but I have a feeling I've seen it at the drugstore, but I'm not sure. But only because I think I have seen it, I'm going to use that. The first time I used this highlight, I didn't like it because I thought it wasn't going to show out in the camera or in public, but I was wrong. It did show out in the camera and it did sparkles a lot in public. That time I wasn't able to see it right, but I do like it. It pops in this like simple way, but it pops and it's really nice. We're going to add a little bit to our forehead just to give it a little sparkle. And I like to add some in my nose. I really like this product. And because I said that I was going to keep it young and fresh, I'm going to keep it in the pink color. So I'm going to use Koji for the under eye. So today my color is going to be very vibrant and very light. It's not going to be smoky at all. And the way it's coming out, I really am liking it. I'm really going for like a summer light color, like very light color. And with the liner and the lashes, it's just going to look amazing. To make my eyes a little bit more sexier, I'm going to use this eye pencil by NYX, and I'm going to apply it in the tier of my eye. And with this one, I have to be very quiet because I just like, you have to concentrate and not poke your eye. I'm going to use this liquid liner from Wet n Wild. So I'm going to also be quiet because I always messed up this part. Oh my god, that wing came out so perfect. My wing came out so perfect. I really hope it doesn't get ruined. I hate this part because like one small move, it could really ruin your look. Oh, I hope it doesn't get ruined. It's coming out so good. If I don't ruin my wing, this is gonna be the first time I don't fucking ruin it. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave them alone. They didn't come out perfect, but they didn't come out too ugly either. And I'm just gonna leave it alone because I feel like that's as good as it's gonna get. But I'm really happy with them. They're not perfect, but they're as good as I can do them. The reason why I'm like looking down and not trying to look at the camera, liquid eyeliner, if you mess it up just a little bit, and although they're not perfect, but if you do mess them up, it's just such a bitch. Cause like they're so difficult to make and like they're so easy to just get ruined and for the liquid to just spread. So I'm just gonna leave them like that. I'm really happy with the result and I feel like it's dry enough. Okay. So let me continue with my look. So, okay, so I'm just gonna put my lashes now. So I'm going to use this new lashes. They're 3D lashes from CL Lashes, Russian Volume. And I always put my lashes before I do my lips, just because my lips, like, they're always like the last thing I do. For the glue for the lashes, you guys are going to need this glue from the company Kiss. It's a really good glue. I really like it. You have to just add the glue, let it sit there for a little bit, because if you apply it directly and the glue dries directly into your lashes, then it will get into your pores, and then when you rip it, you're going to rip out your skin along with the lashes. So you want to let it sit there and wait just for a couple seconds. It doesn't have to be that long. And a lot of beginners don't know this just because nobody tells you that, but now I told you and now you know. So now that we let our the glue dry for a little bit, we're going to apply it. I apply it like the inner corner all the way down, and then up here I just do it a little bit up. So the reason why I put the lash lower in the inner corner and more up in the outer corner is because I have small eyes. I have kind of like Asian eyes or chinty eyes, and because my eyes are a lot smaller, it helps me when I put the eyelash up in the outer corner more up, so it makes my eye feel more open. And once the eyelash glue dries completely, then we'll add mascara to make the eyelashes blend with the fake lash. While my eyelashes dry, I'm going to finish my lips. The reason why I decided to use this Morphe lip liner is because these lip liners, they're not expensive. They do last a long time, because I've had this one for 3 years now and it still has a lot of product. This type of pencils are very long, so Morphe does really come through with them. And if you get them on sale, they're a very inexpensive price. And the color on this one I love. Actually, for this video, I tried to find as many of the products that I truly bought in the beginning of when I started doing drag. And whatever product that I didn't have anymore, I did use different products that I have now. Just because I was going to spend $100 on drugstore product. There's this mystery box that is coming out soon, and I decided to buy that just for my YouTube channel, because I have to keep this ball going. So I had to make decisions. So I already knew that I had a lot of the products that I needed. So that's why I decided to not spend $100 in the drugstore makeup and just buy that mystery box just for my channel. And because I knew that I would have enough products to do this beginner guide for drag. And I hope, Rocky, that you really truly learned something from this video. And I wish you a lot of luck in your journey in drag. I hope you have a lot of fun just as much as I've had. So this product, I've had it for 3 years. It's one of my favorite liquid lipsticks, and it's long lasting, and I really like the color that comes with it. So something I like to do with this product is wait till it dries. Although it's a really good lipstick liquid, and although I do love it, the way it dries out is very patchy. But once you do it a second time, then it looks. But don't get me wrong, it's not a bad product. It's just the way it finished in the first try, it's not to my liking. It's just me. It's just I like to add a second layer just to have that true color. If you just add one, it just kind of like comes kind of like see-through, like the Huda Beauty one. That's why I like to add just one more layer. This Maybelline Super Stay Matte Ink is like it says matte. I do like adding gloss to it, just because when I have lipstick, I like it to shine. Sometimes I do like matte, but not this time. This time I am gonna add gloss. So I'm going to just let it dry for now. ¿Me ayudas a ponerme? ¿Dónde tenés mis productos para ponerlo?
¿Tus tarjetas, no?
No.
¿Este es tu video?
Ahorita lo estoy grabando. Say hi to my followers.
Hi.
This is my cousin.
Pero
No?
¿No?
¿Sí o no?
Pero eso lo borras, ¿no?
¿Cuál?
Lo ahorita que estamos aquí del metiche.
No. Bueno, si quieres que lo borre, lo borro. This is my brother, and he's going to be helping me apply my wig. He's going to be assisting me. You can call her Cholera.
Tu madre, no.
Okay, so we're going to apply my wig right now, and I have my assistant here with me to help me. I picked her really good, so she better do a good job. So he's using this got to be glued. Really important to know to use got to be glue, not the Gorilla brand. They got to be. This helps for the wig to stay, and we're supposed to let it sit there for a little bit before applying the wig. And right now he's using the gel. They got to be too.
Ultra glue invisible style gel.
When you apply this type of products, you're supposed to let it sit there for just a second while the product kind of like dries itself. So when the wig applies, it will get stuck instead of like you having to hold on to it for a long time, and then maybe the glue will get into your hairs and ruin your wig. So it's very important to just take your time and start getting ready earlier so you don't have to be in a rush. And like you guys see, he's like gluing down my sideburns with the gel. So you guys are gonna need three things to apply the wig. They got to be spray glue, they got to be gel, and then they got to be cream, right? Okay, so this is more like a glue gel, but more in the gluey side. No, because this is more like a gel.
No, this is a
styling
invisible, so it means clear. This is the same one, but this is kind of like something like white on it, so that's why people try to enjoy or use more this one instead of this
what she said. Now say it in Spanish because I'm doing a video in Spanish too. And I'm going to apply my setting spray just because I forgot before I finish my makeup. I'm a fake bitch. No, I'm a queen. Oh, look how I did my makeup. I did it very like young style because I feel like Rocky, the guy who asked me to do this video, I think he's young. So I wanted to do like something young and fresh. So we let it dry just for a little bit. Now say it in English.
This is one of my favorite foundations. They do have the one that is for people that have a lot of dry skin, but this one is perfect for people that transform from male to female, do crossdressing or even drag or whatever they. I like it because it have a lot of coverage and it goes like matte, so it doesn't move around.
So I added a little bit more of this highlighter butter, just because to like give myself a little more shine after adding the setting spray. You're rude.
Okay, look, can you see how this is white? So this one.
I'm not white. I'm Latino.
So this one, that's why I like to put this one more like in instead of all of it out, because then it kind of shows a little of the color. So I'm gonna put this a little bit here just so this doesn't budge either. Normally you should be cutting all of this, but he didn't do it, so we're gonna just do it like that.
Another thing, like we said, you do want to take your time and like not rush this, because if you don't put the glue and let it dry, your wig is just gonna move around. So you really do want to make sure you do it perfectly. You don't want nobody to clock you, girl, so you better take your time and do that shit right. And although I'm having a little help right now, that's why for me sisterhoods is good, because then you get people to help you out and you're not alone in this journey. You're covering the camera. And so to finish it, you add another layer just so it will get gooey. And this is the see-through gel. And while he applies my wig, I'm going to try to fix this really quick because I messed it up. And because I want to add a little cuteness to my eye, I'm going to add a little bit of the setting spray here, and I'm going to tap this highlight right here and put it in the corner of my inner eye. See, no? And just to give it a little glow. Today the wig was done by my brother. He was the one who styled it. If you apply it well, then the hair could actually look like it's going from your scalp. And this wig cost me $600, but when I started doing drag, my brother actually bought me a wig that was 30 inches and blonde, and it cost $70. So if you can't afford to buy a real human hair wig at this time, you could simply just get a $70 from any wig store near you. Get yourself a machine that is like a steam machine, and that machine will help your wig look more decent. And maybe in the future I'll do a video where I'm styling a wig, a synthetic hair wig, and show you guys how to style it to make it look decent. I just decided not to use a synthetic wig for this video. Also didn't use a lot of products from the drugstore is because I wanted to give more advice on what products would be best to buy and where to truly like invest your money, because sometimes just buying cheaper products harm you in the long run. So that's why this video wasn't just about buying cheap products. Like, if I were to show you guys a cheap product, then at least I want to make sure that it's something that I would truly use and that it's good for you.
And they have so many good sales anyway, anywhere, or the mystery bags, and you can buy and get a lot of stuff for almost nothing.
And sometimes it's better to wait and build up your
kit.
Sometimes it's better to just build up your kit of makeup before throwing yourself to like start doing makeup professionally, because it's good to have good brushes, good sponges, good makeup products that are not gonna harm your skin. That way you can just do drag for a long period and truly enjoy it instead of suffering with things that will harm your skin. And yeah, so just be patient and buy yourself like good products. Make sure that you're getting products that like other people recommend to you. I really love how this wig came out. The style is exactly what I wanted, because also when I decided to start YouTube, I didn't start right away. I literally waited until I had human hair wig, because if I was going to throw myself into the sharks, I wanted to look beautiful while I was doing it. Period. Thank you. So I hope you guys like my nails too. They were also sponsored by my brother. You just gotta have people that believe in your dreams. But you also have to believe in your dreams harder than anybody believes in you. Okay, so now that we're done gluing down my wig, finished my makeup, I'm going to change and come back to just finish this video with a full look. Okay, so this is the finished look. I hope you guys liked it. And Rocky, shout out to you. Thank you for suggesting this video for me. I actually thought about doing something similar, but now that you brought it up, I was like, what a great time to do this video now. So I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and I really wish you well in your drag journey, and I hope everything goes well for you. I really appreciate your support, and I hope you're a subscriber for life, and this video is especially for you. And if you guys like the content in this video, please like and subscribe. I'm going to try to do different things just to try them out and to see how they do in my channel. I'm really looking forward to bringing you guys more content. Thank you. So that's all for the video of today. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you guys learned a little bit about how to begin in this drag journey and how you guys can become a full-on drag queen. Thank you. Bye. For more drag content, please go to my page and look up more of my videos to learn how to transform into a beautiful drag queen, or to learn any tips in makeup. Hi, my name is Mary Jane Blunt, and you're watching my channel.